Hey drivers, just wanted to take some time out to discuss with you guys what's going on in the world out here today, you know, around trucking and all the impacts we've had. And I know you guys are feeling a lot of it out there. And I just want to start talking about some of the things I see from a maintenance point of view that cause pain for you guys as well. So some of the greatest impacts we are seeing out there are the cost of technician labor, whether that's all the way from the folks that are changing the tires to the lubricant to the grease, all the way to the diagnostic technicians doing the complicated troubleshooting on after treatment systems and engine and control systems. The cost of that labor is gone up significantly. On the parts side, you got the same thing. So now we're paying X dollars for a gallon of oil for a tire, things like that. You know, 2-3 years ago, we're 30-40% less in cost. So you got the labor costs, you got parts costs, and that just contributes all to a higher cost as a whole. And then you have the intangible cost of the shortage of both of them, parts and labor, to where it increases downtime, trying to get in, trying to schedule. When a driver calls in on the road when they're broke down, or even just need regular scheduled maintenance, we got to have 3-4 phone calls out just to get the schedule, where a few years ago, it only took, you know, a call or two. So that means downtime waiting for us to confirm the appointment for you guys to get in. And then I think one of the biggest things I'm hearing and see out there is once you do get to a dealer, and especially if you need diagnostic work, the wait to even get a technician on your unit could be anywhere from you know, an hour to 40 hours. And that's been the cold reality of what it's really taken to get the diagnosis, and that's just a diagnosis, and then they got to look at it further, and then once they understand what the problem is, then they're going to come back, you know, got to do the repair estimate, and then they try and fit you into the schedule again. In summary, it all goes back down to the downtime and the time it takes to repair is definitely having an impact out there. It's all about a rate, right? It's a rate that the market will bear to haul the freight. The driver needs to be paid, operations, the company, the assets, divisions, you know, everybody needs their portion. Maintenance is a big part of that budget. You know, tires next to diesel fuel is your second largest expense to a fleet. That cost just keeps significantly going up, which drives your cost per mile. And you go back to that rate, that cost is going up, the rates are going down, and that just, you know, what's left in the middle for everybody to divide their piece of the pie up, it gets hard for everybody. What I can do on the maintenance side is trying and find the best price for tires, you know, negotiate labor and national account pricing for oil and tires and lubricant to try and improve or get our costs down. And it's painful for the drivers out on the road that are trying to make a rate for actually executing what was sold. Everybody's got to maintain it off of that rate. But then, you know, the maintenance costs and other fixed costs, some of that stuff is fixed to where when the rates go south, you still got to pay the same amount for the service events as well. Some of our burden is what the government is doing with after treatment and emissions. It has driven the cost of manufacturing diesel engines and operating them significantly. It's also changed the technician that works on them. The technology in a truck today from 25 years ago, I mean, it's a mobile network of anywhere from 12 to 20 computers all networked, and it takes a skilled person to hook up a laptop and diagnose and understand what's going on. What it has brung is extending oil drain intervals. So there is an environmental impact of extending the oil drain intervals outside of the emissions, but you know, you don't need to change your oil every 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles like you used to. These newer engines today, you know, in the model year 23 and 24, I mean, if you're running over 7 miles to the gallon and your idle time is less than 20%, you can go out to 75, 80,000 miles on your oil change and grease it once in between. So there's a cost savings there. That frequency of touch is lowering the cost, but you know, an oil filter today is $75, not $20, because of the technology that's in that filter to go that distance. That component costs more. So I think, you know, wrapping it up, you know, what we've talked about, what, you know, you may be asking yourself, what can you do to help mitigate some of that cost? I would say the first thing you can do is get out and do a walk around and a daily maintenance check. Check them tires. I mean, that's one of the greatest costs and slowdown the cost of getting that tire changed, and after hours, the call-out fees will cost more than the tire. So knowing that tire is safe and inflated in the morning is good to know. From there, it's taking that needed time out to plan for the maintenance events. You know, like I said, they are extended now, so that makes it more critical to get in on time and not delay to get that maintenance done. Because the more you put it off, the more you delay, the more the miles add up, the more exposure you have to an unplanned breakdown. So here today in 23, I think, you know, post-COVID pandemic, which has caused a lot of this pain in the economy and cost and labor demand, I would say the worst is here. It's kind of plateaued, but I think it's gonna stay from a maintenance point of view. I don't see a lot changing in 2024 compared to where we're at right now. It's probably just continuing to do more outreach and recruit and build maintenance programs to find technicians and, you know, partnering with vendors to control costs on parts. So just to wrap this up, guys, thanks for your time and be safe out there. And if you got any questions, please leave it in the comments below. And if not, you can also go out to the ATS Learning Center for more information. Thanks again. Be safe.